Hello, greetings there. Thanks for tuning in today as we discuss the pros and the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly of owning your own brokerage. I'm Brian Moses, founder of Real Estate Training Breakthroughs, customized coaching and seminars, and I am a former franchise owner. So I've been there, so to speak, and I had these grandiose visions. So today will be a good topic. Even if you may be thinking, no, I don't want to do this. I got a bunch of emails that said, no, why would I want to do that? I got a bunch of people said, yes, maybe I do. So here's the question. What are your goals as it relates to real estate? For a lot of people, just to keep it lean and mean. So, hey, Tammy, great to see you. Thank you, sweetheart. Tammy, great, from Alabama. So Craig, gosh, Tammy and Craig, you guys are in the same markets. I don't know if you're in the same town in Alabama, but Tammy's on the Gulf. She's tuning in. And for everybody else that's tuning in, it's great to see you. So what are your goals? See, there's an old saying, gang, any bus will get you there if you don't know where you're going. When I first got into real estate, and I just wanted to make money. I wanted to get some listings, get some sales. I managed to be the rookie of the year. My first year, I sold a whopping 12 homes. Not very impressed, but it was enough to be the rookie of the year. And then I had goals to build a team because I wanted to scale my operation. So I built my team within a brokerage. And then ultimately, I outgrew the brokerage and had a conversation with my broker. And he said, we're not making much money off you because you're getting all the splits, and your team and your production, it's very taxing on the office. So maybe it's time for you to leave the nest and off your feathers. So I opened up Brian Moses and Associates Realty. Holy smokes. I didn't know what I didn't know. So we're going to identify some of those things that you might not have thought of. If I only knew then what I know today, I don't know that I would have done it. Probably would have, but might have done some things a little bit differently. So what are your goals? That's number one. Are you going to name it? If you do open your own brokerage, is it going to be your name? Is it going to be a universally branded name? Is it going to be tied to your identity? That's a consideration. But the most important consideration, folks, and the only reason that we're in business is to add value to the community that we serve and to make a profit. Wow. Some great people on the call today. Zach Luther, Dennis D'Souza. Hello. Great to see you. Yeah, we've been pushing content out this week. My goal is to really ramp it up, add some value. So we still did, and I'm exceeding everybody's expectations. That's certainly my goals. So we're in this to make profit. To do that, you need to know the numbers. And I'm going to give you some do's and don'ts and tips, whether it's opening your own brokerage, expansion into other markets, expansion as it relates to team building. There's a lot of factors that go into, and if you step on one landmine, everything could implode. And I've certainly come close a few times to imploding my whole business. But as a broker, you're adding a bunch more roles and responsibilities. You're putting a lot more hats on your head to your current job description of listing and selling real estate, of doing the marketing and generating the transactions. So one of the things I wrote down here in my notes is that you understand this concept of internal versus external clients. And I know my coaching members, Dennis and Tammy, they know what internal and external customers are, but I'll explain it this way. Your external customers are the buying and selling public, okay? We need those in real estate. We need buyers and we need sellers. Those are external. As you start to scale this, build a team, opening up your own brokerage, you also have internal customers. And those are the agents on your team and the staff on your team. And we need to have systems and processes, procedures, just like we do for selling real estate for the external customers. We need to have that for recruiting, training, managing, lead distribution. So we need to think about all of these things. So now you're wearing these additional hats of the broker, the owner, the sales manager, probably the rainmaker, the person who's generating the deals initially. You're going to the recruiter. So to optimize your profits, we need to know the numbers. You need to forecast the expenses you envision to run your brokerage. See, there is no one size fits all strategy, gang. Everybody's different. Some people want nothing to do with a team or a brokerage or owning their own company. Other people want it to be small and profitable so that they're making some money off the efforts of others. They're scaling themselves because there's only so many hours a day that you can work. And eventually you'll run out of time. You'll run out of time. So if you want beyond what you can produce, a great consideration is to scale it with a team or your own company. Some other things to think about based on your size and what those expenses are going to be. Are you going to work from home? Are you going to rent an office? Are you going to rent a big office? And like I did, right? Stupidly, I went out and rented 3,000 square feet. I left Remax. What do I need 3,000 square feet for? It was me and an assistant and a buyer's agent. That's how I left my former company, went and opened, signed a 3-year lease. It took me 3 years to build my organization where we actually used that space. So I had a bunch of vacant space for 3 years. I went way too big, way too fast. So how big do you envision this to be? So where do you envision your place to be? Now, one of the things for me, I wanted to be in a highly visible location. So not only did I want to own my own brokerage, but strategically I'm thinking marquee, a big sign. What if I could put signage out front? So I'm on this major road in Nashua, New Hampshire, Amherst Street. I signed the lease. I'm just a kid. I'm wet behind the ears. I'm so excited to put signage up on the street and let them know that Brian Moses Realty is now a business. These signs made, these sandwich board signs, walk-ins, welcome, second floor, we're ready for business. And I get a call from the managing company and they say, well, you can't put signs out there. Well, I'm going to move. Well, you just signed a 3-year lease. So, just stupid shit that I've done over without thinking things through. So I want to have these considerations. You also want to think about what's your plan for recruiting. How many agents do you need to hit your goals? What is your value proposition going to be for agents to come and join your company? We did a program the other day, a live stream about splits, about, what splits are fair? How do you maintain a split and be profitable? If you don't want it, it's on our Facebook page. You can go back and look at the one on commission splits and learn how we put a commission split together and how we articulated value to justify that split. So we need to know why an agent would want to join your company, your team, over any others. In my case, over time, we created a pretty sweet value proposition. We did everything for our agents. And the reason I wanted to do everything for my agents is so that they wouldn't screw shit up, right? You give an agent a lead and then you see them 3 months later and you go, how did it go with John Smith? And they go, oh, I forgot. So we did everything for our agents. We generated the lead. We'd nurture the lead. We'd babysit the lead. We'd follow up the lead. We'd set the appointment. The agent would go on the appointment, sign the client up to the listing or to a buyer agency agreement, take them out, get them pre-approved from home, and then that's it. That's all they did. That file would go to a transaction manager, and that transaction manager would bring it all the way to closing. So my agents were really just doing the highest, most productive thing all the time. Now, to provide all those services, it had to come out of a split. But you have to think about, if you wish to scale your team, how much do you want to do for them? What will the charge be? What will be the investment? What will be their expectations? Now, said differently, you need to have a vision. You also need to ask yourself, have you currently, and this is very important, gang, have you currently demonstrated a proficiency in your current real estate production as an agent? Do you have systems and processes in place as an agent? Are you generating leads on a consistent basis? Are you converting leads? Do you have balance, or are you working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? If you're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're probably not ready to open up your own company. You may want to consider starting to create some job descriptions and scaling so that your business goes up and you're giving away those lower dollar productive activities. Otherwise, going on and opening your own company or investing in franchise like I eventually did could be catastrophic. Let's talk about franchises. Is there a benefit to teaming up with a franchise? Well, the answer is maybe. In my case, I was sold on the idea that I would get all this corporate relocation. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really sexy. I'm the only Coldwell Banker agency in the area. That is a big company. They have 130,000 agents. Maybe that'll serve me. So I write a check for $35,000. I sign a 1-year agreement. And what I wasn't told was that Coldwell Banker was owned by Cendant Mobility Services, big relocation company. And Cendant also owns at the time Century 21 and ERA, 2 franchises. So I'm humming along. I've invested in 3,000 square feet. I bought furniture. I bought copiers. I bought phone systems, hundreds of thousands of dollars in setting up my office. $35,000 to hook up to a franchise, which I get the benefit of paying a 6% fee right off the top. But I figured, hey, it'd be worth it if I got X number of referrals per year. That'd be pretty sweet. So the first 6 months, I'm, up to my eyeballs getting this new company off the ground. And, it dawns on me, I've not received one referral. So I call the banker and I go, hey, where are all these referrals you told me about? Oh, you see, the referrals come from Cendant Mobility, and they give those referrals to the biggest Cendant real estate brand in your market. And in your market, Brian, that is ERA Masiello Group. So they have the lock on it. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I was really pissed. So here's what can be learned from this. And there was nothing I could do. I had signed a 10-year contract. We ended up making lemons out of lemonade. And as many of you know, we ended up selling, over 400 homes a year and scaling this in a big way. $3 million in commissions. But $3 million in commission income times 6% franchise fees, it's $180,000 out the door, off my bottom line. Man, I've made some bad mistakes. I'm trying to help everybody avoid the landmines that are out there, right? So here's what I'm saying. Ask more questions. Be more curious. I had no idea. We don't know what we don't know. So here's what I would tell you. If you're really thinking about going and buying a franchise, and I saw something on social media today, somebody just bought a franchise. 10-year commit, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. There's a lot of great companies, and depending on what market you're in, it might be a good idea. But ask more questions. See, I tend to make decisions and ask questions later. It's my greatest strength, but also my greatest weakness. So let's continue with some other things that you need to think about. How many agents do you envision? Do you envision a small team, small company, medium, large? I know broker owners who have hundreds and hundreds of agents, and they're making a little bit out of all those agents, and it turns out to be a big number. And said differently, I've learned this: a small percentage of a very big number is a very big number. So you've got to consider all of these different costs and expenses. What systems will you use to track buyers, sellers, listings, sales, closings, expenses? Here's what I want to tell you. And even if you have no desire to ever go out on your own or build a team, even as an independent agent, you should count all your income and count all your expenses. I talk to people every day in this industry. I'm on coaching calls. We have an inner circle program with hundreds and hundreds of agents all throughout the US and Canada. I coach some of North America's most successful agents, and I am astonished with the fact that we don't count our income, and we don't count our expenses. Meaning, when I start to look under the hood and look at your business, I hear things like, my mortgage company's kicking in $1,000 a month on, RedX or Commissions or these other programs on KV Core. So I go, oh, okay. So how much are you contributing? No, they're paying for it. It's great. I go, fantastic. So they're paying for it. Here's my question. If you had $1,000 a month, is that the lead generation platform you would buy? Is that what you would buy? And they're not counting the money. They're like, it doesn't cost me any money. It's free. No, that's not true. You've got somebody else who's willing to write the check. But there's a cost, and that cost is $1,000 a month. So count. So here's the way I would set up my balance sheet, my profit and loss. I'd have $1,000 coming in from the mortgage company and $1,000 going out to Commissions Inc. or Money Tree or whatever, KV Core or whatever platform. That way, at the end of the quarter, you can look at profit and loss, see all the money. A lot of companies will do this too. Let's say that you get an agent referral and you agreed to pay that agent 25%. That 25% comes off the top and you get a check. So let's say that you're on a 80-20 split and the gross commission's $10,000, $2,500 goes to the referring agent. So you're left with $7,500 on an 80% split. There's two numbers that most agents don't count. They don't count the 25% referral expense, and they don't count the 20% to their broker. So when we close a house and the gross commission is $10,000, on my QuickBooks, I count $10,000, even though that money never entered my bank account because it flows through the broker, right? But I count it on my income as $10,000. I expense 25% to the agent in Alabama so that I can see what I paid per year, what all my expenses are. This is very, very important as you start to scale and grow your business because the devil is in the details. And then I know what I've paid my company. I had a call with an agent in California less than ago. My clients. He paid his broker $171,000 last year. Now, his response, I love my broker. I'm loyal to my broker. My broker's a good guy. I don't care how good a guy your broker is. $176,000. Let me ask you, what are they giving you for the $176,000? And there were some things, there was some value there, but folks, not $176,000. He had no idea that he paid his company $176,000 because he only counted his gross income. I hope that that's helpful. I hope that's helpful. Let's see. How am I doing on time? Man, I'm on a roll today. So there's a lot involved. So if you're going to open your own company or build a team, do you have a goal to stay in production, to reduce your production, to eliminate from production? You can eliminate yourself from production very quickly, and you can do it too quickly. So here's the goal. When we look at these numbers, I see teams, and maybe you're one of them, where your team members, your company, or your agents on your team have a better job than you do. They're getting paid better than you are. I'll tell you what, I'm doing about $1 million a year on my height to the $3 million peak, right? So I'm doing $1 million a year in personal production. And that money goes into my company. And my agents were on a 50-50 split. So when there was $10,000, they would get $5,000, and the $5,000 would go into the company to run the marketing, the overhead, the transaction manager. When I got a check for $1,000, it went to the company, and I was on a salary for $300,000, $400,000 a year. So I'm making $1 million a year in gross commissions. If I'm paying myself a $300,000 salary, my split is 30%. How many of you see that? 30%. 300,000 out of $1 million is 30%. My freaking 50-50 split. They had a better split than I did. That's not smart. So I learned, I fixed it, but we need to be aware of it. If you're going to do this and you're going to build a team, you do calculate salary for yourself. And then the profit, you're not doing this just for profit. You, as an owner, as an entrepreneur, you deserve to get paid for your time, and you deserve a profit. Wouldn't you agree? Hit the like button if you agree with that. So know those numbers. Now, some people I talk with, their agents are on 60, 70, 80% splits. And the poor team leader or owner, or the one with all the risk, who's paying for the rent, paying for the leases, paying for the furniture, paying for the marketing, they're making less than their agents. I had agents making $250,000, $300,000 a year. They had a better life than I did. So you've got to take all that into account. Boy, I hope this has been helpful. I hope this gives you some insight. And by the way, next week, we are interviewing a bunch of industry titans, and we're going to go into this topic a little bit deeper and wider, along with the other topics that we talked about, and get some perspectives from some industry greats. You see, I am not so full of myself. I'm a pretty humble guy. I'm not full of myself at all. I've been wrong a lot of times. I've been through the school of hard knocks. I'm always learning. So I reached out to people that have different experiences, different perspectives, and next week we're going to share those with you. So make sure you mark your calendar for Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Somebody would put that in chat. Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I think that's March 3rd. Whatever next Tuesday is. If somebody would put that in, I'd really appreciate it. Also, as my gift to you today for tuning in, I'd like you to write chat buildwithmoses.com/reveal, REVEAL, buildwithmoses.com/reveal, and get my business plan, complimentaries, no cost, no charge. I want to impact your life in a positive way. And there's no way you're going to scale your business without first scaling yourself and creating a business plan. So you'll enjoy that. Here's a couple of other considerations. Real estate agents are independent contractors, right? They're independent contractors. They're not employees. So you need to define who your ideal client profile, who your ICP is, just like you would if you were targeting a subdivision or you wanted to get listings. See, if you want to get listings in Texas, who's your ideal client profile? Where in Texas? Dallas. Let's even get a little bit more hyper concentrated. Plano, McKinney, Frisco. What's your ideal client profile? If I use listings, and I, by the way, by using marketing messages to get sellers to call you, we need to know where you want those sellers so that I'm getting the right sellers to call you. Well, the same is true with external clients, with internal clients, right? People on your team. Who is your ideal agent? If you're going to build a team, do you want inexperienced agents? Do you want experienced agents? There's no right or wrong. My preference personally is inexperienced, newly licensees. I was on Clubhouse last night and I was listening to some people talking. And, you know, it's a great, here's, be careful who you listen to. There's a lot of people on Clubhouse or out there in social media that have a lot of great opinions and ideas that are not substantiated by fact. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. So when you're listening to someone, you should ask yourself, have they succeeded? Am I listening to someone who knows what they're talking about? So who's your ideal agent on your team? Do you want experience? Do you want inexperience? Now, once you know who you want, you can create some marketing messaging to attract those people. And we need to create a value proposition to get those. So again, next week, we're doing some interviews with some people that are just titans of the industry. And by the way, I want to ask for your help. We have a bunch of requests right now for Massachusetts, California, New York, Virginia, and DC areas from our coaching members who are looking for agents because they have buyer or seller referral. It's a lot less expensive than a corporate relocation. So if you are in Massachusetts, California, New York, Virginia, or DC, please type in your area and your company, and we'll try to match you up as soon as today to give you some deals. Hey, Michelle, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Long time no talk. So, and wherever you are in the country, drop in your market area and what company you're with, and we'll add you to our referral directory and try to send you some business. So that's it for today, gang. Go to buildwithmoses.com/reveal and get free. Comment in the chat where you're from and what company, and we'll match you up with some buyer and seller referrals as they come in. I appreciate all your love and support, all your likes, sharing this with people that would benefit from this information. You guys are awesome. Stay tuned for one more free content next week, and then watch for the big announcements, surprises, and gifts that we've got in store for you next week. It's going to be an incredible week next week. Just watch us on our social media page and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And we'll do the best we can to add value in your life and make it positive impact. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.